Hi. Today I'm going to talk about some of the struggles when you're borderline. Um, this has been an emotionally exhausting and difficult week, and next week is going to also be emotionally draining. So I feel stuck. I feel trapped, and I just want to run away. So, to deal with some of those things, you have to ask yourself the different questions about how bad is it really, how should or do I want to behave. This is my cat Pickles, my baby. Say hi, Pickles. But I'm struggling with that thought process of how do I work through those different hard things. And it's easy if it's one thing. But I struggle so bad when I'm being bombarded by many things. And I am sorry, Pickles is all over. So this past week, I had finished up my GED studies, and I started my assessments to make sure that I've learned enough in class, and that went really well. And then I took the official pretest in math, and it was really hard. It was math I had not done. They had taught the building blocks, but not how to incorporate it in such complex ways. So that was just a no-brainer. I was going to fail that. Pickles. And so that sucked. That was hard, and it deflated me. The day before that, my counselor told me that she will be moving to a different office permanently. She's been floating between two offices for a while now. So now I will have to get a new counselor, and this would be the second time I have lost a counselor or a therapist for them to go to a different office. And it is so hard, and I am so tired of saying goodbye to people. And this morning I finally afforded myself a good cry over it, because I feel silly crying about something that is a good thing. It's good for her. And I just tell her my problems. I don't really know her. It's not a friendship. So why is it so hard then to say goodbye to somebody? And the best that I can figure, and I would love to find out how other people feel about it, is, do you feel like you're losing yourself because you've told that person so much about you? Or is it just you get so used to what's comfortable that you don't want to lose that person? Or that you don't want to start over again, because that is like 2 months of telling the whole family history and stuff, and that is not fun, because it feels better to be dealing with the issues and the struggles that you have now, not going right back to when I was little, I wasn't loved, and all that jazz. So Tuesday, my counselor says that she's leaving. This next Tuesday will be when I have to say goodbye. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm so badly going to try not to cry in front of her, because I want to at least be brave for her sake, even though she knows I'm not going to. And that's something that's very interesting, is when she told me, she knew. it was going to be really hard for me. And I knew it was going to be very hard for me. But I smiled and said it all made sense. And tried to make it all easygoing and nice, but we both knew that I'm gonna struggle with it and kind of crash and burn a little bit over it, and that's silly and it's crazy, but there's that. So Wednesday, my 3-year-old, she started nursery school, and she's excited. She enjoys it, and I cried. I waited till I got to the outside of my car. I don't want to be blubbering and whatnot, but it is so hard to feel like I'm losing my baby. Something that I personally feel a lot, and I don't know if it is normal. So far, when I ask people, it is not. But I want somebody to be mine. And when you have siblings and you have like your close buddy, and it varies between siblings as you're growing up, who is your buddy. But sooner or later, you or that other sibling that is so buddy, they're gonna find somebody. And in a way, you lose them. And for a while, when it first starts out, you really lose them. And you end up feeling really angry and really sad. And then with my husband, he's done some things to ruin this marriage. And so I see it as he took himself away from me. So my kids are the only thing that are mine. The only thing in this whole world that's mine, and nobody can deny me that. And in a crazy mom way, I feel like them growing up is losing them. I'm not ready for that. I'm sorry. But that's my whole thing I need to work through. That, they're gonna grow up. And that's just life. And I know that starting school, even just nursery school, is hard for any parent. And she's never been in daycare or anything like that. So this was the first time leaving her alone with strangers and leaving. So that's been emotionally draining. And, failing that math test, even though I knew it was over my head and much harder than what I've been prepared for. And so I can even rationalize that I shouldn't be so disappointed. But I am. And the funny thing is then Thursday morning, I went into the community college and I took the official pre-test, and so I had to do assessments to make sure I had learned enough, just like how we started off with assessments to see how much we had to learn, and then when we can do the official pre-test, and then we can finally move on to the final exams, and then acquire our HiSED diploma, which now is to that same credibility as a high school diploma, which is great. I should feel happy about that, but it also feels like it's second rate. But I'm just so sick of not having anything. I want success. I want to feel proud of myself. So anyways, I took the official pre-test for reading and then writing, and that has multiple choice as well as a written essay. And I passed both. I did well. And uh, the English teacher that teaches at that school, she actually really liked my paper and she thought I do great work. But I found myself, and I still find myself, I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed over the math test. I'm disappointed over my counselor leaving. I'm disappointed over losing my baby in a way as she's stepping into this new part of life. And I just feel so heavy with sadness. I'm tired of it. And I have a family get together tomorrow. It'll be kind of celebrating my baby brother's baby that is going to be here in November, as well as kind of like a little celebration to his birthday. And with a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, my house is always a mess. They are like tornadoes behind me all the time. And I feel very disorganized, even though I know what has to be done. And I just lose ambition. I have no ambition to get things done because it's still going to look awful once I turn around. And so I feel like I'm fighting for nothing. And it is so hard, it seems, to get my siblings all together for a family get together. There's always something going on with their families and stuff like that, or in their lives. And I'm frustrated. I'm so tired of having it be a struggle. Struggle between my mom, who wants to control it, but yet doesn't remember anything. And something I see my mom do more and more now. It's something that I used to do a lot. And I did again this morning, where it's just, I want to say screw it. I don't care. I don't want to have to labor over all this if nobody else even cares. Why? Why suffer and struggle when no one else seems to really care that much? And I think, of course, many mothers out there, if not every single one, we've asked ourselves, even sometimes on a daily basis, and I feel like I am asking myself that constantly, or telling my husband, why do I try so hard when nobody cares? Those kids don't care that I made them a nice balanced meal. So why am I trying so hard? And the answer is because you love them. Or it's because it's what's right. Or that you'll be eaten alive by the guilt if you don't do a good job. But on days like this, I find it so hard. Even when I intellectually know all these things, I know how I need to walk through trying to organize the house and get things done, that it's just, okay, find something for the kids to do. Find an activity to where they can do that while you're washing dishes. I'm just so tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting myself in my head. I'm tired of saying goodbye to some people. I'm tired of being afraid that my kids are going to grow up in an instant and I'm going to lose them. And I'll have nothing. Because right now, I don't have a real marriage. Yeah, a friend of mine announced that she's going to have a baby. And I'm so jealous. Because I wanted a baby. We had plans to try for a baby this August. And then, right before, I think it was like a month beforehand, then my husband went against me over a big pleasure purchase. And so I told him, okay, you know what? Clearly we can't have another baby because, for one, you just depleted some of our savings. And then you don't even care what I say. You don't care if I'm against something and I say, hey, well, this isn't a good idea. Well, he'll just do what he wants. And then things have been getting worse and worse to where he just acts out. And I know he's unhappy with himself. I know that he needs to figure this out for himself. But it affects us. And so I'm still trying to deal with the fact that I don't get that third baby. Even though I question, can I be a good mom to 3 kids? Oftentimes I feel like a bad mom to 2 kids. But that still hurts. And I feel like he's toying with me. And again, is that the illness? Or is it him? He likes to bring up babies when I refuse to. And then when I mention my friend having a baby and how that makes me a little jealous, he does not react. So I don't know. I don't know what his thought process is. And that's just another thing. There's a storm of things I have to figure out in my head of what is the illness, what's not, and what's real. How should I behave? It feels like a storm. There's a storm in my head of all these thoughts, and it's tough because being a very emotionally tied person, I feel the emotions of how something makes me feel just as strongly as I I think facts. So you can say, all right, that is a red table. Well, I'm going to feel just as strongly in my mind and my soul that whatever emotion I have tied to that table, it's just as true, that memory or that emotion, as the color of the table. So it is so hard because it's equal. And so trying to decipher, okay, I'm mad and I'm hurt, but people are people, life does come up and things change. Those are equal. So as much as I intellectually know it, I have all the emotions that are attached. And I hope this hits the nail on the head for somebody, that they can agree to it, because I feel lonely. I feel lonely and feeling that way. And I'm tired of being upset and feeling like no one understands. Because it makes me feel like a burden. It makes me feel like I'm less than. And like I shouldn't. I shouldn't be a part of people's lives. And I don't know if, how many people feel that way, or if anyone does. I'm sorry to be such a mess. It's just, this is so hard. Today is so hard. And I just want to somehow get it out, get it processed, so I can start living. So I guess part of what I I do, and I have to go through is intellectually break it down and understand that people do have lives and it changes. I mean, mine does too. So remind myself that that's okay, because I mean, I don't want to control anybody and I don't want to be a burden to anyone. So it's okay. It hurts me that my husband doesn't want to have more children, but that's okay, because I don't want him to have something that he doesn't want. And I'm not 100% positive that it would be right for me and the girls. I intellectually understand that going to school is a good thing and that my daughter is going to learn a lot and she's going to love it. And I intellectually know that my counselor is making a fantastic move for herself and her family. So it helps to wallow for a little bit. Sometimes I remind myself just to breathe. Just take a deep breath. And I guess what I catch myself saying is I'll say breathe through it. Just breathe through it. And so sometimes that means it's just a few minutes of just, as I'm trying to get through life without saying all the crazy things that I feel, and just taking a big breath and just try to blow out some of that crazy. Because you feel lonely in those moments. And you don't want to take anyone down with you. But, so, I intellectually know all those things. So, I do not know the perfect answer because I'm still on my own journey through mental health. I just enjoy human psychology. So, if I can help anyone out, and that's great. I really would love that. And as well as, in a way, I've noticed that thinking about episodes for this channel, or what I would say, it somehow helps me. I don't know, because I think of things in ways that I wouldn't if I wasn't trying to somehow explain it or try to be a comfort somehow to somebody. So it's oddly therapeutic. And my counselor even said that it would be a form of therapy, and I didn't really know. It's just I've thought about this for a long time. So I'm gonna take some big breaths. And then I think that commercial mom in my head, and I've mentioned that before, I'm gonna try to do something that I think she would do. Something. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Because I have a lot of cleaning and cooking to do to prepare for tomorrow. So maybe I'll make something nice for my family tonight. Or maybe bake something. Try to do something like that commercial mom. Somehow try to have some of that grace or that patience that, in my mind, she has. And I hope that through letting out some of this here, and then trying to have a positive way of thinking of that commercial mom, and just try to give myself baby steps through that then I will get through the hard time. Because I have to get this house cleaned up, finished up, and I need to be ready to greet family tomorrow. However many that might be. And I have to try to fight that urge to snap at somebody and tell them what I really think, because nobody really wants that. So, continually trying to fight the instinct of what you want to do, especially since I'm a bit much and crazy. So, how can I stop myself from being the illness and continue to show love and behave well? So that's all I have. Thank you.